Modern fitness culture has this massive problem. We have more workouts than ever, more diets than ever, more influencers, transformation pictures, gym content, but somehow more people are confused, overwhelmed, insecure, inconsistent, and disconnected from their own bodies. In this video, I break down the real problem behind modern fitness culture, why it makes people feel like they're never enough, how you can build healthy relationship with fitness, with discipline, and with your body. Because fitness was never supposed to be you hating yourself. That was not what fitness was meant to be. Okay, fitness is one of the core pillars of your life. It's supposed to make you feel stronger. Now, I've seen this with so many of my clients. I've seen this in various gyms happening. I've seen this online, the online space. Crazy, like Instagram is TikTok. Oof. It's craziness happening over there. And you know what? I'm guilty. I post some craziness myself, but it's just me exploring for me. I'm not telling people this is how you're gonna get shredded, all right? And I've seen this with fitness professionals in the industries saying this is fact, this is true, this is exactly how it is. It's the only way that you can do A, B, or C. It's not true. And I've seen it with my high performing clients, my high achievers, my type A type of folks, right? And they want to improve their bodies, but they feel overwhelmed by everything that they see. Oh my gosh, the amount of questions that I get. Ty, I saw this online. Can I do this? Ty, I saw that online. Can I do that? Ignore all of it, okay? You don't need to do all that stuff. Now, people are lacking access to fitness information. They're drowning in it. There's too much information. It's information overload. And when there's too much noise, people lose the connection. They lose the connection to the basics that actually work, that will actually get you from where you are right now to where you want to go in the future. Whether it's the near future or far future, we don't know yet, but you're somewhere right now and you want to get somewhere in the future. So it might look like this, okay? You open up your phone, you see someone shredded, then they're like, hey, do this workout. Hey, what you want to get some of these? Do these. And they're doing whatever move, right? You say someone else saying, hey, that workout's wrong. Don't do that. Then all of a sudden you say someone else saying that your diet's wrong. Someone else says you need this supplement. Otherwise you're going to be fat for the rest of your life. Someone else says you need to train even harder than you currently are. Someone else says you need to train less than you currently are. Another person says carbs are bad. Another person says carbs are the most necessary, most vital. And then, heck, even me saying this right now, I'm confused. So you're confused. You know what I'm saying? You start comparing, you start doubting. Like, how many of you guys have coaches that you work with? And because you saw some TikToks, you go back to your coach and you're like, Coach, I saw this on TikTok and it says the way that you're doing it is wrong. So like the TikTok person is obviously right. And how many times has that happened? You know, you start comparing, you start doubting, you start feeling behind. You start chasing the next big thing and saying, hey, this thing is finally going to be the thing that works, right? You start wondering if what you're doing is enough. And eventually, fitness stops feeling empowering. Fitness is supposed to feel like something that lifts you up, that gets you more energy, that makes you feel like you're on top of the world. Really, that's what fitness is supposed to be. But instead of that, gotta stay hydrated. But instead of that, it starts to feel like pressure. And here's what most people end up missing. The goal of fitness is not to become a copy of somebody else's body. The goal is to build a body, mind, and lifestyle that supports your mission, whatever that mission may be. And that's rare now. Modern fitness culture rewards attention more than transformation. It rewards the extremes more than consistency. Your appearance matters more than your health. And if you perform online, strangely enough, you're getting rewarded from that more so than your progress in real life. Now, if you're not careful, you start chasing the culture instead of building yourself. Heck, I fell into this trap in the past. And it's not something that I want to see other people falling into. It really takes the wind out of your sails, guys. Right? So welcome to the MITM Club, where we unlock success daily by journeying through the 6 pillars. My name is Ty Aarons. I'm the founder of the MITM Club. And today, We're talking about the problem with modern fitness culture. Because your body was not created to be a billboard for insecurity. Your body is the vehicle for your mission. All right? Now, the first problem with modern fitness culture is that it gives people too much information and not enough direction. Information overload does not help you get to where you want to get to. Fitness culture is loud. Just open your Instagram right now and see how many if you follow fitness stuff, you'll see it. But see how much stuff there is. Every day there's a new method. There's a new diet, a new workout split, a new supplement, new influencers saying new things, the new best way to get in shape. One person says lift heavy. Another person says train light. One person says fast. Another person says eat 6 meals per day. One person says do cardio. Another person says cardio will kill your gains. Oh. One person says count every single calorie. Another person says never track. And the average person is sitting there thinking like, what am I actually supposed to do? And this is why people get stuck. Here, the crazy thing is I've been on both sides of everything. I don't tell people what they should or shouldn't do per se. I say, try the thing and see how you feel, right? Because I've been the person that lifts very, very heavy, 435 pounds is my most recent deadlift. 435 pounds is my most recent deadlift. But at one point, I was doing 495, almost touching 500. It was wonderful. But then I went into a different phase of life. I started training really light, right? I used to actually, when I was trying to put on muscle, when I was very, very skinny, and I was trying to put on my first bit of muscle, I was eating 6 meals a day because it worked with my goals. But then as I got older, my metabolism slowed down. I already put on a good amount of mass. I went from 160 pounds to 215 pounds at about 10% body fat. I was doing really well until I had an injury. I stopped lifting as much. I was still 215 pounds, but I went from 10% to 24%. That's a lot of fat, and it shows. So I switched over to introducing fasting into my fitness regimen, right? I sometimes hate cardio. I hate doing cardio, but I know that it can help me lean out. Sometimes, many months I might not do any cardio. Some months I go crazy with the cardio. It depends, right? I tell my clients in the beginning, count every calorie. You should count your calories in the beginning, but eventually stop counting. You start to eyeball, you start to understand what's what. You start to eat more intuitively because you know how you're feeling, right? And knowing how you're feeling ends up being a little more important once at least you understand visually what the calories are. Okay? So a lot of people end up getting stuck, and it's not because they don't care, right? It's too much information without a clear system creates paralysis. Like that whole analysis paralysis thing is a real thing, right? A confused mind will not execute. So instead of delaying, instead of jumping from plan to plan, instead of starting over again and searching for more things, let's shift the dynamic a little bit here, right? Let's change the biggest issue that exists in fitness culture. Let's give people options and order. So a busy professional, someone that doesn't have a lot of time, they don't need more random fitness noise. Not. You need a clear operating system that says, what do I do today? What do I track today? What matters the most? What can I ignore? Because I tell you, ignoring things is just as important as paying attention to things, right? If you don't have a lot of time, if you're a busy professional, asking yourself, how do I know I'm progressing is a game changer. How do I stay consistent when life gets busy? What's my bare minimum thing that I do? If I can't make it to the gym, I can't get a proper workout in, what's the bare minimum thing that I know that I do, that I know I'm going to do, that I commit to? Especially when life gets busy. Now, if you have a system like that, now you have clarity. And clarity creates action. So the first problem is confusion. Modern fitness culture gives people more content, but not always more clarity. And clarity is where things really change. Clarity is where clarity is where things really shift. Without clarity, you start drifting. You're here, you're there, you don't know. You don't have a North Star to aim to. You don't have a roadmap to go down. Now, confusion is only one layer. The next problem is comparison. The second biggest problem with modern fitness culture is that it makes people measure their progress against strangers instead of their own standards. Sometimes I talk to some of my coworkers, or at least one of my coworkers, and a lot of the times I'll share a story or an experience or something, and they compare it to their experience. But the purpose of sharing is not to say this is harder than, or this is easier than, or whatever, because we're not the same people. It's like you have to compare it to yourself. It's you versus you at the end of the day. Now, the culture makes people measure their progress against strangers instead of their own standards. Social media has completely changed fitness. It has changed the entire fitness landscape, guys. It's like it's a virtual competition. People are not just training, they're watching everyone else train. They're not just improving their bodies, they're comparing to the people with different genetics, different lifestyle, different resources, lighting, filters, training history, and sometimes different levels of honesty, if we're gonna be honest. How many people are saying, I'm natty, I'm 100% natty, but they're not. They're liars. The comparison is dangerous. When you start to compare, it makes you disrespect your own progress. It takes away from the work that you've put in. Maybe you lost 5 pounds, but someone else looks shredded. Or someone else lost 10 pounds in the same amount of time it took you to lose 5. Maybe you got stronger, but someone else is still lifting more than you. You start eating better, but someone else has perfect meal prep. And you're like, whoa, even though I ate well, not only is that person's meal prep really on point, but it's visually appealing. Maybe you hit it like a 2-week streak, but someone else shows a dramatic transformation. It makes your wins feel small. What? Comparison is the thief of joy. When your wins feel small, your motivation starts to drop. But real fitness is personal. Your body is your body. Your schedule is your schedule. Your goal is not to become someone else. Your goal is to become the strongest version of you possible. When I see fitness professionals or gym owners and I'm working with them on their goals, this is even more important. Your clients, they're not just fighting laziness, they're fighting comparison. They're fighting shame. They're fighting the feeling that their progress is not enough. You know how difficult that is? I try to really drill it into my clients, into their heads that, yo, you're making some major wins here. You went up by 5 pounds on whatever machine this week. We gotta celebrate that. That matters. That is enough. Yes, the scale may not be shifting as fast as we'd like, but don't worry. You've been so good with your nutrition. That is enough, okay? And this is, I'm saying this to, well, technically my clients that might watch this, but to all the other coaches that are watching, your job is not just to give your clients workouts. Your job is to help your clients see their own progress clearly. Now, modern fitness culture creates so much comparison, and comparison makes people quit a journey that they were actually winning on because they think that they aren't winning anymore. And that's one of the reasons comparison is so powerful, because we glorify aesthetics in this day and age. Hey, I like to look good and I'll share that I look good. But to glorify that as the only thing, that's a huge problem with the fitness industry right now. Now, the third problem with modern fitness culture is that it often makes people believe that looking fit and being healthy are the same thing. they're not always the same thing. Okay, so let's be honest. The aesthetics do matter. People want to look good. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to be a perfect 10 to attract your perfect 10, right? You want to look good naked. I don't know who doesn't want to look good naked. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting some muscle shape and some definition. There's nothing wrong with wanting a body that you feel proud of. But the problem that arises is when appearance becomes the only measure. Sometimes you can look fit and still be tremendously unhealthy. You can have abs but have poor sleep. You could be lean, and you could be lean because you're stressed out. You're so stressed, so your body's not holding on to anything. You're just eating away at the muscle and the fat and everything. You could be shredded and have zero energy. Some people may say, hey, I admire this person online, but their relationships are trash and they have a broken relationship within their own body. It's crazy. That's why fitness has to be bigger than aesthetics. Back when I was in college, one of my classmates, Ken, we were the main two in class that are like, we don't really care about aesthetics. Like, yeah, some of the other guys, they were also in this, cut from the same cloth, but the two people that vocally said it were me and Ken. And we'd say, hey man, I don't really care about how I look. I care about what I could do. I care about how I feel. I was practicing parkour. Ken was doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And we're just like, hey man, I just want to get better at what I do. And if I look good along the way, amazing. And that was our thing, right? Fitness should support your energy, your strength, your confidence, your mobility, your health, your mental health, your discipline, longevity, performance, lifestyle, mission. The body's not just something to look at. It's literally what you live in. And modern fitness culture sometimes forgets that. It turns the body into content. But your body's not just content. Yeah, you can make content, whatever. Your body is your home. It's your instrument. It's your main vehicle. Your body's what carries your purpose. Modern fitness culture often confuses looking fit with being healthy. Real fitness is not just about what you see in the mirror. Yes, it is important to look in the mirror and be proud of yourself and be happy to feel that confidence. Sometimes maybe you look in the mirror too much and have people tell you, Ty, why do you look in the mirror all the time? But it's about your life. It's about the life that your body allows you to live. Aesthetics sell so well. But the next problem happens because extremes become easier to market than actual sustainability. Right? The fourth problem with modern fitness culture is that extreme messages get attention faster than sustainable systems. The extreme will sell. Lose 20 pounds fast. Train like an animal. No excuses. Cut out everything. Go hard or go home. Destroy your old self. 7 days to change your body. 30 days to become unrecognizable. All those things will grab attention. When I was younger, I was guilty of using some of these. But that attention is not the same as transformation. I tell people, hey, two things. One, you can make some amazing progress in 30 days if you really lock in. Will you become a new person? No. How many years did it take you to get from where you were to where you are now? 1 year, 2 years, 10 years? Okay, just take a mental note to say that in order to get back to where I was, especially now that I'm older, let's say it's going to take me 10 years. And maybe with some help, maybe it takes 3 to 5 years. And I'll be very lucky if I'm super disciplined that it happens in 2 years. Realistically. Right? If you want to see a proper transformation. But the human body can do some amazing things in 30 days. And the human body can do some tremendously amazing things. Some next level shifts in 90 days of really being on top of everything. A lot of extreme fitness culture creates short-term intensity, but long-term inconsistency. So what does that look like? That looks like one of my clients that wanted to start training. He was very overweight. I think he was like 280 pounds, 285 pounds, a very heavy set fellow. Tall guy, but like a lot of extra weight on him. He wanted to go hard way too fast. He's like, Ty, I'm so excited to start training. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna ease you into it. All right, we're gonna start like maybe 2-3 times a week to start. I'm gonna be teaching you all these things. It's gonna be easy. Nah, man, I'm so sick of all this weight. I need to get rid of it now. Not only am I gonna run from my house over to the gym every day, but I'm gonna come train with you 6 times a week. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go play tennis on the weekend, and I'm gonna run back home after our gym session. Do you know how long he actually lied? I told him, please don't do that. Please don't do that, because I've seen so many clients. I've seen so many clients in the past do that. And what happens? You can sustain that for maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, with a lot of Red Bulls. Red Bull sponsor this. Maybe 2 weeks with a lot of Red Bulls. And then what? They burn out. They burn out so fast because they restrict too much. Then they end up binging on all the food. They train way too damn hard. Then they get injured. They build a plan that it requires perfect motivation, perfect strict discipline. And then life happens and the whole thing collapses. Or maybe they just collapse. Sustainability is literally the way of the future, guys. Now look, sustainable doesn't mean soft. It just means something you can repeat. Sustainable means that the plan can survive real life. You don't have to be in the most optimal situation for the plan to properly do its job. Sustainable means you can keep doing it after the challenge ends. It means fitness becomes part of your identity and not just a temporary sprint. The sprint is good to get you started, but turn it into a marathon, guys. The basics, they may not be flashy, but they work. Train consistently, and I can go to my page, Release the Beast Fitness, on Instagram. You're gonna see a bunch of free workouts. Train consistently. Pick 3 of them. Do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. 3 days out of the week, a day rest in between each day. And see what happens. Tell me what happens. Train consistently. Eat with intention. Walk more. Drink more water. Y'all see me drinking water throughout this whole video because I am, oh my God. I am thirsty. It is hot in here. Sleep better. Track your habits. Spend time to actually recover. Stay accountable, and then repeat. Do those over and over again. Train, eat, walk, drink, sleep, track, recover, repeat. Over and over. It's boring. It's not sexy. It's not. All the Hollywood stars that got ready for a freaking role within however many months, this is what they're doing. They just may be a little more optimized than most. It's not sexy, it's boring, but it changes lives. It will 100% change your life. Modern fitness culture, for the most part, sells extremes. Because the extremes get attention, it gets views, it gets clicks. The workouts that I do that are absolutely... I wouldn't give any of my workouts to my clients. I like doing it because I'm crazy. I wouldn't give any of them to my clients. I sometimes show my clients some of the moves that are just like a much simpler version of what I do, but I wouldn't give what I do to my clients. They ain't ready for that. Until I get a client that really shows me, hey, yo, Ty, I am ready. I'm not giving them none of that. And there's a difference. There's a difference between the extremes that get attention and sustainable systems that actually will get the people results. Now, the reason extremes work so well online is because, well, that's how the culture is shaped. And the algorithm rewards it. I really wish that it didn't. I wish I could just keep on telling people the same workouts that have helped me for the last 10 years. And they'd be like, wow, this is great. But no, I got to be doing some crazy stuff with the barbell and dumbbell and spin around my shoulders and flip it upside down and rotate around, all sorts of weirdness. It's shaped by the algorithm. I don't tell people that this will give you abs or this. No, I don't. There's an easier way to do all of that. You don't have to be so performative, right? Unless you really want to have fun, unless you find it fun. Like I find this stuff fun. Now, the fifth problem with modern fitness culture is that the algorithm doesn't always reward what is true. It rewards what gets attention. Major issue. What are you going to do about it? Social media platforms reward content that makes people stop, react, click, comment, share, argue. So the loudest message often spreads faster than the wisest message. Literally, go to the top PhD people in the fitness space, see their videos telling you exactly like this injury, that's that injury, this is how you fix this injury, da 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 da. Very boring stuff. Very technical, boring. But it'll help. These things will actually help you make a change. And then go watch the other guys that have the bench wrapped in their legs and a weight on their shoulder somehow, and they're doing chin-up bars. The loudest message spreads faster than the wisest message. Okay? The truth doesn't always go viral, unfortunately. Train consistently for months. It's not exciting as do this one exercise and your abs are gonna explode by summer. Summer's here in 2 months, so now you have 30% body fat, but we can get you down to 5% so you can see your abs, 10% so you can see your abs by summer. Do this one workout, and they're showing you like a little crunch. Instead of telling people, eat enough protein and manage your calories, okay? Eat enough protein first, manage your calories. It's not as exciting as someone saying, this one food is destroying all your hormones. This one food is making you fat. It's not one food. Unless a serving of that one food that is always 3,000. Pardon me. Unless the serving of that one food is always like 3,000 calories. Right? Sleep, recover, and progress gradually. Like put 2.5 pounds on the bar every 2 weeks. Slowly. It's boring, yes, but slowly but surely. It's not as exciting as someone saying, train like you're like this or you're wasting your time. If you don't do these 5 moves when you go to the gym, you're wasting your time. Like, what is that? That doesn't make any sense. People start creating content for attention instead of transformation. Like, and what ends up happening? The audience pays the price. Now people are overstimulated, overwhelmed, constantly chasing the new hacks. And your body does not care about viral trends. It responds to repeated behavior. It responds to training, stress, recovery, nutrition, sleep, hydration, consistency. And the biggest thing is time. That's the truth. But the truth usually requires patience. And patience is harder to sell than panic. You imagine someone tells you, hey man, if you lock in for 3 years and you just wait it out, you're gonna have a beautiful body. You're gonna be banging. You're gonna walk down the beach and the girls are gonna be like, hey. Compared to, hey man, you take this one pill, you're not gonna have to lift weights ever again. You're gonna have an instant 6-pack. You're gonna be ready to rock and roll. It's gonna be great. Patience is hard to sell. Panic is easy to sell. So as a viewer, you gotta be careful. Don't confuse confidence with credibility. Don't confuse popularity with wisdom. For the viral content with effective coaching. Because a person can be very loud and still very wrong. Super loud and super wrong. They can be shredded and not understand your life and the nuances that you're experiencing. Are you in finance and every time that month end is happening, quarter end happens, or year end happens, you're more stressed? You're working longer hours and unable to sleep? Your program ideally should operate with that in mind, right? A person can have followers and still not have a system that works for you. It's like, what's going on here? The algorithm at the end of the day rewards hype more than truth. So if you build your fitness philosophy only from viral content, You may just end up entertained, but still inconsistent. And that brings us to the final problem that modern fitness culture often experience is people disconnect from their own body. The culture kind of insidiously makes this a reality. The problem with today's fitness community, with the world of fitness, is that people are taught to chase approval instead of building self-respect. This is really the deeper issue that we're exploring, at least the final one. Fitness should be one of the greatest tools of self-respect. You learn to keep promises to yourself. You learn to take care of your body. You learn to be stronger for yourself. You learn to develop patience within yourself. You learn to do hard things even though you don't want to. You learn to show up when you don't feel like it. You're in pain. Your arms still hurt. They feel like you're gonna fall off. Your knees are aching. Your sleep wasn't as good as it could have been. You really, really did not want to show up. You really wanted to cancel that session and say, you know what, coach, I don't even care about that session. You showed up when you didn't feel like it. You learned that your body is worth taking care of. The modern culture often flips that. It teaches people, look like this so you can be accepted. Train like this so you can be admired. Look like that so people know you're serious. Compare until you feel enough to change. It's not self-respect. That's not self-love. I like that word more. Self-respect is great, but self-love, whew. How many of y'all would be like, hey, yo, not feeling the best? My friend's not feeling well. I gotta make them some chicken noodle soup. Gotta take care of them. I love them. I gotta take care of them. You need that self-love for you. Instead of comparing with everyone else, instead of listening to what the culture is saying per se, unless you hear something good. If you hear some of the good points I'm talking about in the culture, good job. Keep following that content. But if you keep hearing the other thing, it's not self-respect, it's insecurity with the gym membership. That's the kind of fitness that doesn't help people. It keeps them chasing. Real fitness says, I train because I respect myself. I eat better because my energy matters and I gotta show up for me. I recover because my body is not a machine. I build strength because my mission requires it. I don't compare because my journey belongs to me. It's me versus me. It's you versus you. That's all that matters at the end of the day. I don't need to hate myself to improve myself. Fitness shouldn't make you feel less human. Fitness should help you become more fully alive. The modern fitness culture disconnects people when it makes fitness about approval. But real fitness reconnects you to self-respect, to self-love. And self-respect is a foundation of lasting discipline. So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up for today. I need to go get some other work done. Let's wrap it up for today. At the beginning of this video, I told you that modern fitness culture has a problem. Now you know why. Modern fitness culture creates confusion instead of clarity, turns fitness into comparison. It confuses looking fit with being healthy, two different things, guys. It sells extremes better than sustainability, that boring lub-dub heartbeat, every time I say this, that heartbeat work. The algorithm rewards hype more than truth. You can disconnect people from their self-respect and self-love. But fitness doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It can still be powerful, it can be life-changing, and it can help you build discipline, strength, health, energy, and confidence all together. But you gotta stop chasing the culture, man. You gotta start building your own standards. Your body is not a trend. Health is not a game or an algorithm to be played with. Your discipline is not for strangers online. It's for you here now. Your journey belongs to you. And this is why the 30-day lock-in challenge even exists. It's why it matters. It's not about chasing toxic fitness culture. It's about returning to the basics. Train, track, check in, build some standards, stay accountable, respect your body, create momentum. Stop drifting. Find some focus. Because the goal is not to punish yourself into a better body. The goal is to build a stronger relationship with yourself. So if this episode hits you, subscribe. Nothing else. Just subscribe to the channel. And if you're ready to stop comparing, stop guessing, and finally get back on track, after you finish subscribing, you click the button, right? Join the 30-day lock-in challenge. Because you're a millionaire in the making, and it's about time you start moving like one. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.